Greetings, all! Today, we will be examining the uncommon water-type Pokemon Finizen and its exceptionally rare evolution Palafin, the two collectively known as the Dolphin Pokémon, though it is noted that Palafin are classified as the Hero Pokémon when in the Hero form. While they may seem too cute and innocent for most to be seen as a serious threat, the members of the Finizen family have a powerful trick or two up their proverbial sleeves to floor anyone that dares to underestimate them.
Finizen have long light blue bodies with a whitish-gray underbelly and squiggle-like white body marks on the side of their form, with a white-tipped dorsal fin and a wavy-edged tail fin with a light blue ring of water around the base of the fin. Their pectoral fins help to frame their head and their pointed snout, with a small mouth featured as well as large eyes that have a blue hue to the iris at the top of its form and a pink hue to its bottom. Their evolved form, Palafin, normally look almost identical to their pre-evolved form, save for a pink heart-shaped marking on their chest. However, if they transform into the Hero form, they gain a large, more humanoid dark blue body that stands on its tail fin and features light blue crest marks along its shoulders and arms, with large, broad white and dark pink shield of flesh on the front of the muscular chest, 3 rings on the 2-pronged tail to help stabilize it for land movement, 3-finger glove-like hands to develop on their pectoral fins, and a pair of swirl-like eyes with white pupils.
Compared to other aquatic mammals, Finizen are a bit unique in that they're the only known close relatives to traditional dolphins and seem to share more than a few traits with them when it comes to their overall forms and behavior towards others.
These creatures are known to have a limited diversity of moves for their form, and would thus not have much to speak on from a physical perspective, but they are noted for the odd tail ring of water that tends to encircle the base of their tail. The ring itself is generated when these creatures mix seawater with a sticky fluid that they naturally excrete from their blowhole, and while it might sound a bit disgusting, this fluid is little more than a combination of sea foam and other organic chemicals that give it its sticky nature. These rings can be stretched and pulled to make larger and larger rings at their leisure, and while they're usually stuck to their tails, they can be removed and used as hoops for them to play around with, swimming through these hoops for a bit of recreation and good old-fashioned fun.
This might be the only thing that really makes them special from a physical perspective, but it is rather amusing that one of the key defining attributes is that they can make their own toys for entertainment, and thus helps them make these species even more endearing than they are on their own.
At first glance from here, there really doesn't seem to be initially a great deal that separates Palafin from their pre-evolved form, both physically and behaviorally, as they possess almost an identical anatomy to them in their base form, save for the appearance of a large heart-shaped marking on their chest. As such, they can generally be dealt with and treated in the same general fashion, and the degree of playfulness is just as strong as before, using their tail ring for entertainment amongst their own kind and other Pokemon and humans alike. Their capacity to detect emotions with ultrasonic waves, however, has been noticeably strengthened in this state, as evolution in the presence of close friends, such as in a friend circle, can come to aid them greatly when it comes to unleash the hidden ancient power within them and truly show what makes them so different from their pre-evolved form. Unlike Finizen, evolution makes Palafin courageous creatures that will leap into action the moment they can tell a friend is in need of their help, hearing or otherwise sensing their cries from afar and rushing to the sea in order to rectify whatever might be causing the trouble. When placed into a combat situation outside the wild, though, these Pokemon cannot readily unleash their full unlocked power because they are a bit skittish still and cannot stand others seeing them transform into their true form. This gives them the unique ability 0 to Hero, which replaces the water availability possessed by the pre-evolved form as its only ability, and essentially dictates that they cannot unleash their true power unless they have the chance to switch out with a friend and, relying on said friend's call for action and help, use that to motivate themselves and transform in secret for whenever they are called into battle once again. A trait that can make them a bit frustrating to work with, but the effort is more than worth it. This is most evident in their base stats, as while Palafin in particular are normally fairly weak, with only their base HP and speed stats being above average for a fully evolved water-type Pokemon. In the Hero form, the base special defense stat is about average on that same note, and everything else is boosted to an above-average state, granting them the highest base attack stat, a non-legendary base stat total out of all water-type Pokemon in the state, and quite the force to deal with in turn. As stated before, Finizen are noteworthy for their capacity to detect the emotions of others in the water through the use of ultrasonic waves. Much as how bats use these waves in order to examine their surroundings carefully, these creatures use the sense of reverb that comes from them, along with a special power that only fully awakens in them once they evolve, to get a sense of the general vibe of someone and their emotional state. This is used as a powerful communication tool between members of this group, and is thus a vital tool amongst them, as it enables them to detect possible food stashes, help others that might be in trouble, and in general keep away from anything that might be in an angry state. This power might not help them much when pressed into a combat role, but at the very least it makes them easier to understand and work with, as these ultrasonic waves can be translated to give a rough sense of speech, and in turn make it possible to communicate with them directly.
And speaking on Palafin, when they feel that they must harness the most power they can from their hearts and transition from the Zero to Hero form, their bodies change dramatically as the tail is morphed into a set of standing legs, and the rest of their body transforms into a mighty muscular dolphin creature of incredible might and power.
On the surface, access to this unique form grants these beasts some powerful moves that are normally inaccessible to the pre-evolved form, including getting access to the flip turn attack immediately after evolving in order to make the act of getting to the Hero form easier, as well as the Focus Punch and Wave Crash attacks and the signature Jet Punch attack. Moreover, most of the stats, as mentioned before, get a tremendous boost in this state, with a special mentioning being placed towards their base attack stat, which increases to such a dramatic degree that it's hard to believe on paper they could even be the same Pokémon. With the ancient genes of a hero awakened in this state, something that is still being studied extensively, these dolphins can lift an entire cruise ship with but a single fin, and the strength allows them to swim at a speed of 50 knots to save anyone that might be drowning or otherwise in danger. In addition, their personality shifts even more towards a hero mentality, as they will willingly put themselves in harm's way just to make sure they can get others to safety and truly save the day, as the note would be. With all of this said, however, this form requires them to use a great deal of energy to unleash, and thus is not something that can be maintained forever, as it will change back to the Zero form at the end of every battle. Even so, this gives these beasts a tremendous degree of power that no other can match, and helps to cement them as perhaps one of the strongest water-type Pokémon to ever be known.
The members of the Finizen family are cute as a button no matter what stage of evolution they might be in, and while I might say that for a lot of Pokemon, these two can really make the most of it in their playful and kind natures. Finizen are fun-loving mammals that enjoy spending time with others in the water, and thus can make for great companions in a lot of cases, especially if you enjoy playing actual games with the rings on their tail. They might be made of somewhat icky materials, but it makes having to hold rings to jump through yourself, and serves to make them entertaining to at least be around. Palafin are where it's really at, though, as while they normally might not seem all that strong, when a friend is suddenly in danger, they are always willing to do their best to save the day, and can more than make that happen once they get access to the hero form. The conditions needed to even evolve them and bring out this power can be a bit tricky to handle in some cases, but the raw might that comes from them in this state more than makes the hassle worth it, and in turn renders them a potent force to face and true superheroes to fear without extremely strong physical defenses on one side for protection.
Though at first glance, they might not seem to be anything too special, the members of the Finizen family are very unique creatures that can really bring the hero out of them when push comes to shove in the heat of an intense battle. It might take the right circumstances to help bring them to that point, but the immense power they can demonstrate at full strength more than justifies the hassle it can be to make it manifest in the first place.
Just do yourself a favor, and try not to make yourself look like a villain in front of them if you can help it. They might not be able to tackle the wicked effectively without their full power out, but get in the way of one of their friends first, and you can expect a superhero-sized beatdown once they finally get the chance to take their place in a fight.
Thank you all for watching this video. It always brings me great joy to see others enjoying the work I do to try and make the world of Pokemon and the fascinating creatures that lay inside of it feel as real as they possibly can. If you really enjoy my work, please feel free to leave a comment and subscribe, as I always do my best to respond to any and all comments that are left on my videos. In addition, if you wish to learn more about my work and help support it, you can find links to my Patreon page, as well as email and other contact information to my work on DeviantArt in the video description down below. Furthermore, you can find a link to my Discord server there as well if you'd like to get a first glimpse at what videos are coming up next and converse with other fans of the world of Pokemon. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and have a wonderful rest of your day.